Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brittany Jennings coming to you live from Seniors Blue Book. And this morning, I'm joined by Nafi Cunningham with Stratum Healthcare Systems. Good morning, Nafi.
Good morning, Brittany. Good to see you.
Great to see you too. How's everything going for you?
It has been trying to just end the year very well. So it's been doing well. I can't complain. Very blessed, very grateful too. So
absolutely. Great. Same words. I do feel very grateful. I feel blessed. We've had quite a year, as we all know, kind of trucking through it, but I think a lot of positive things are coming out of it. And, one of the things I want to really focus on for, as we kind of move into the new year, are some topics that I know are super relevant to what people are going through and experiencing from 2020. And one of those topics is grief. And I know out of all of our partners, you can speak the best to grief and have amazing support programs for all ages, actually, that are going through grief.
Absolutely. And that is something when we think about grief is losing something, it's a reaction to a loss. And then the bereavement is that process that you go through, and it's different from all of us. But we don't only grieve death. We normally associate grief with death, but we grieve when there's any kind of loss of a job, loss of moving somewhere. People who retire grieve. Do you know that? So there are just so many different elements to grief that we really don't think about, but it's really there. And I'm with Stratum Health System, as you said, which is the parent company for Tidewell Hospice. And Tidewell has this tremendous program, and I'm so glad you invited me to talk about it, because most people do not know that these programs are available, and they're absolutely free and available to anybody in the community. So I'm glad to be here to educate folks about that.
Absolutely. And with, give us a real quick kind of a cap of who is Stratum Healthcare Systems? What does that entail? Just real quickly before we get started on grief.
So Stratum Health System is an organization that has several different components, and Tidewell is one of the biggest companies that we have. But we are all about the continuum of care. We have Avidity Home Health, which they provide skilled nursing. It's a Medicare certified home health agency. So if people are dealing with diabetes, heart diseases, COPD, or they're just coming out of rehab, we have all the nurses and all the support available to help them as they transition in their homes. We also have Approved Home Health. So that is a private duty home health agency, able to help folks as they're transitioning as well, and just maybe need that support at home with meals or errands and companionship and things like that. We also have a company called Connexus Medical Services. With Connexus, we have mobile doctors who go to facilities or people's homes to provide primary care. So whether you just need your medication management, you need some labs done, the doctors can come to you and help you. You don't have to go to the doctor's office, they come to you. And with Connexus also, we are working with certain hospitals to provide palliative care. And of course, the biggest one is Tidewell Hospice. And Tidewell has been around for about 40 years. We are in our 40th anniversary, providing support for people who have advanced illness. So anybody who has a prognosis of 6 months or less, and your family is battling a certain disease, and there is no more curative treatment available to you, or you're no longer pursuing curative treatment, we're able to come into your home, wherever home is, whether you're in an assisted living facility, a private home, under a bridge, wherever you are. Tidewell is available to assist the patient and the family and treat them as a whole, to provide care, pain management, symptom management, spiritual support, grief and bereavement, what have you. It is a wonderful program that is available.
I have experience with each of the, I'm going to have to cut this part out because I can't think of my words. Okay, hold on. And I've had experience with each of the different organizations under Stratum, and you guys are just amazing. I know probably the most experience, like most people, like you said, is Tidewell. because it is kind of the biggest name among them in this area. I've had experience with the grief side of things, and that's why I wanted to pull you in on this topic today, again, to help people, to give them these resources they need. And real quick, I just want to touch on grief. For those that are tuning in right now, again, this is Nafi. She's with Stratum Healthcare Systems, and today we're talking on the topic of grief and what resources are available for you in the Manatee, Sarasota area. So I want to talk about grief because it is so important during 2020. I think everybody has experienced a roller coaster of emotions. You probably would agree with that, Nafi.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, for so many, grief is one of those. And so again, providing these resources is so important. And grief is it's an overwhelming emotion for people, regardless of whether their sadness stems from the loss of a loved one, Nafi, like you said, or a terminal illness diagnosis from a loved one, maybe that, a lot of times you experience that you're married to somebody for 40 or 50 years, and then I've got a terminal diagnosis on top of everything else you're dealing with. So they might find themselves feeling numb, removed from daily life, unable to carry on with regular duties. And grief is a natural reaction to loss or change, like you said, not even moving to a different area, grieving the loss of memories or moments that you experience. So Nafi, I'm going to hand it over to you as the expert, and tell us about the programs that exist under Tidewell with grief.
So under our grief program, we provide one-on-one support to individuals who need it. And what we want people to know is that our program is not just for hospice patients. Our program is for anybody who lives in the Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte, and DeSoto County areas. Whether you are a patient or a family member of a patient, or you just live in the area, we will help you because mental health is important and we recognize the need for that. So this is a program that is 100% underwritten by our Tidewell Foundation. We do not get paid from Medicare, Medicaid, or insurance for these services. So this is a free service that anybody who lives in the area can come to us, and we can provide you one-on-one counseling, as well as we have group counseling as well. And our group counselings right now, because of COVID, are not in person, but we have them via Zoom. So, but as things progress and hopefully we get back to life as usual, we have the calendars on our website, and people can come to our service, to our grief support groups with no charge at all. And there's no cap like, oh, you only can do 6 months, a year. We have people who have been doing this for 6 years. We have groups that have been coming together for so long. Not too long ago, one of the Bradenton locations, they took a cruise together because they've bonded. They've just became a second family, an extended family. So it is a very helpful, healthy process to get counseling. It is nothing to be ashamed of. We all grieve differently. And that is one thing we all need to understand, that the process is different from Nafi, it's different for Brittany, and it's different for Susie. So let each individual find that way, that path that's working for them. And that's what Tidewell is here to provide: the education, the support, no matter how long it takes. And we have the support groups are broken down in different groups as well, subgroups, because somebody who lost a spouse has a different, needs somebody who they can relate with, who understand what they're talking about. So we have a spousal group, we have moms group, we have LGBTQ group, we have also if you've lost somebody through suicide, just because the needs of those individuals are different, and so Tidewell recognized that and has different groups to make sure that people are comfortable and they're getting something out of those sessions that they're attending. And again, the individual sessions are available because you don't want Nafi calls and say, hello, I want to, support, but then we just throw into a group. We want to know what's Nafi dealing with first. So to have that assessment, to have the one-on-one until you get to the point of being comfortable to attend our group sessions is important. And so that is a great benefit, and we absolutely provide it to anybody in the community for free. You don't have to pay a dime. It's all through donations and I have to say thank you to our wonderful donors who really take the time to support such wonderful programs such as Tidewell's Grief Support. So that's one element. We also have something called the Blue Butterfly. Now, Blue Butterfly started just about 2 years ago, and it's designed to help children between the ages of 5 to 18. We all know, Brittany, children process things differently. And for that, we saw the need that there was no such program in the area. We saw the need to form this program and call it Blue Butterfly. And so children are broken into age-appropriate groups. And what we do is we feed them dinner, as well as have activities for them, and then they have their own sessions. So, the 5-year-olds are not mixed in with the 15-year-olds because they're a different juncture. Their experiences are different too. So we have age-appropriate groups, and also not only do we provide the service for the children, but we also have another session for the caregivers. It could be grandma, it could be mom, dad, whoever is the caregiver. How do we help your children when you're home deal with this grief? Because not only do you have those children to deal with, but you'll also have that loss, most likely, because, if you're caring for somebody, you lost a loved one. Now the children are grieving, but you as the caregiver have to keep on going. You have to still be a provider. You still have to take care of the children. But that doesn't mean that you stop grieving or should not grieve. So giving you the tools you need to cope for your own loss, as well as helping your children deal with that, or the people you're caring for.
And Nafi, just looking at some of the statistics on your guys' website through the Blue Butterfly program, 1 in 14 children in the United States experience the death of a parent or a sibling by the age of 18.
That is staggering, isn't it?
It really is. That's so 1 in 14. And here's another one too, is 40,000 children lose a parent each year. That is astronomical as well.
It's astronomical. And I'll share this with you real quick. Not too long ago, Blue Butterfly had an event and invited these kids, and they were talking about their experiences of loss. And there was no dry eye in that room. And some of the things that we do that we take for granted, Brittany, and I'm a mom. And so it just moves me to think if I were to go and what my child will have to deal with. Or sometimes when we read through our letters and, what they're feeling when they're expressing how they're feeling after losing. I remember one time I sat in my office and boohoo cried like crazy, just reading what these children are doing. Because one other thing that we do, I don't know if people are aware, is we go into some of the schools as well. So there are, Riverview or Sarasota High School, Booker, we have a counselor that goes into the schools to help children who have had a loss throughout the year. So from September to May, we have these counselors in the past who have been able to do this on a consistent basis, on a weekly basis, go in to help children. And again, this is absolutely free. So when there are community, tragedies that go on in our communities, so we make sure that we're available to help anybody who needs our assistance and can reach us for absolutely free service to get this very important, service that we have. I say to these individuals that you are not alone. I say to these individuals that help is here. Let us help you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes you don't want people to know your business, but this is all about your health. And so mental health is a serious thing, is an important thing to take care of. We go to the doctors when we need help. So let the counselors assist you if we can. So reach out to us. We are more than happy to assist in any way we can, but help is here. So know that Tidewell is here to support you and your families. Thank you, Brittany, for having me. And if anybody needs assistance, please reach out. We'll be happy to assist.